Welcome everyone to another match in the Anniversary Cup, 10 years of Heroes of the Storm, and here we are in Group A of the tournament. More than 3,000 euros are on the line here, and currently we have a lot of cats fighting to move on through the winner bracket. We're gonna go over the tournament in just a moment, but let's introduce our players first. On map number 1 of this best of 3 series, we have Jhard on Diablo, Dreoclick on Hanzo, Drax is playing Imperius, we have Guilty Spark over on the left in blue with Deckard Cain, and Critical is playing Artanis, the liability. As over on the right side of the map, the three-legged cat with Captain Rex on Malfurion. Ooh, we have twice on Muradin, Nan on Chromie, more interestingly, Crash Lightning as the level 1 talent from Drake on Thrall, and then Herath is playing Blaze. So in case that you're unfamiliar with how this all works out currently, we have in total 12 teams participating in the 2 groups. Each group is a double elimination system. By the way, the yay is not me. I have a yay too, but that's not my yay. Okay, so here's mine. Mine is a little bit louder, but Chromie apparently wants to make sure that everybody understands that she is in the game. Nice swap on Muradin. And some fancy action down here, with Thrall obviously buying part of the 4-man for stacks. As I was about to say though, we have 2 groups through which the teams have to fight to qualify for the playoffs. There is also a last chance qualifier, a last chance group. But in each of these 2 groups we have 6 teams, and it's a double elimination bracket. So there's a little bit of a split on where the teams start depending on how highly they've been seeded. Which means that if a team loses here, they're not out of the group just yet. They can still make a lower bracket run, but this is the first match that both of these play, and the first thing that happens is that the liability dies once again. A huge blow to the crowd that still thinks that Artanis is viable, but yeah. She just doesn't shut up. What the hell? Needs to be slapped around a little bit here. So yeah, Chromie very happy to be part of this game. Thrall, I'm very happy to see that Thrall went into Trash Lightning, because I like the talent. It's a fun one. It's just nice. Okay, something that's broken here, right? Like, she's never been this mouthy. That's kind of insane. Or Nano is just simply happy that he's playing Chromie, one of his favorite heroes, and also one where he has the most impact. As I was saying though, Thrall with Trash Lightning, obviously you really need to get the stacks together or you're not going to get a lot of value out of that talent. That's one of the reasons why we don't see it all that often. Normally you don't find Thrall in a 4-man where he can stack more easily. And right now he's already doing a fantastic job, sitting at 7 stacks. The damage is slowly ramping up as stacks accumulate for him, but the real power spike is when he completes the quest and then the heroes get prioritized as they get targeted. So this is going to be hugely important for Thrall as the game continues. We'll see what the green cats can pull off here. So a lot of cats in the game, as over on the left side, Artanis is now trying to get the camp for the team, with the first objective on the line and spawning. Both teams, of course, eager to lock their shamans in to create another point of contention on the lane itself. With stacks, we also have on level 1 the Frostwolf pack here, or sorry, level 4 the Frostwolf pack for Thrall, so it's going to work on that too. And we'll see which team claims victory on the first objective now. Should be a really fun tournament as well. There's a couple of changes also when it comes to meta and everything. We've talked a lot already earlier in previous matches about Jimmy and the impact that he might have in this tournament. Might or might not have, we'll see. But for now, it's all with a fairly normal draft outside of Artanis being picked in game number 1. Right up a play for Immortal number 1. By the way, talk about drafts. The reason why this game does not contain a draft is actually simple. It's casted from a replay. There were multiple games that were played out at the same time, so you have to pick and choose which one you can cover live. So this is basically a little bit of a service for the YouTube community. This is only casted for YouTube to make sure that you guys experience the rest here as well. As the green cats are ramping things up with a quick double kill, and that guarantees them not only the halftime show victory, but also that they have a pretty dominant position for the remainder of the objective, or at least kicking in now. So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, for that reason, that's the reason why there's no draft here. Just in case that you weren't aware of that. There are no draft rules though, so you can pick whatever you want. There's no pre-bans, there's nothing crazy like you can only pick a hero once within a series or no such thing. So objective number 1 has been taken. It is the green cats that claim it. And we're going to see the Immortal push down through the bottom of the map. All the way up in the top. Blaze going up against our boy Imperius. And, well, the 4-man is now at the bot lane trying to get some damage in on that fort. And the defense is obviously ready. I mean, the cats are already sitting here, the three-legged kind. So they're trying to defend as best as they can and have already removed the shield from the Immortal. So that means that this bad boy over here is going straight back into melee mode. But also potential kill on Hanzo. Barely gets out of the fight. Murden was getting a bit cheeky with his attack from the side, flanking in. And now that it turns into a 5 versus 5 down here, the jet propulsion from Blaze hits hard, stuns out 3. Artanis looking for a swap, doesn't get it. The Immortal nearly destroyed. Everybody a bit low as Imperius lunges in and impales for a moment Thrall, who's now at 11 stacks already. Very early in the game. 12 stacks for him now. So really nice damage from Thrall, and they even get a kill as Imperius gets taken out. Murden is jumping after Diablo, trying to make it a double. And considering how isolated he is, I think that is an inevitable conclusion here for the front line on the blue team side. So, and even Deckard Kane gets killed. Wow. Thrall with 12,000 damage is only third highest damage dealer on the team. We have 15,000 for Hanzo on the other side. 4 kills versus 2 now for the red team. And this is really unfortunate for the green cats. Because they got the Immortal and were starting to do damage on the opponent's fort. But because they just lost so many heroes, they are now losing their fort. So, at the end of the day, what just happened is that despite the fact that the blue team had an objective, they lost more in structures than their opponent did. So, a huge blow here against the blue team. Very, very annoying for them, of course. Nice route against Artanis. The Stormbolt hits, and so does Chromie. That's a kill, and Artanis goes down. At the bottom of the map, we got Imperius holding the lane for the team. The big problem now, of course, for the green cats is that we have level 10 abilities for their opponents. So that gives us, amongst other things, Sundering. We have Chromie already a bit early with Slowing Sands here. But with the halftime show, or with the Immortal spawning in 3 seconds, this means that at least the initial attack is going to be very, very easy for the red team. And there shouldn't be any contention from their opponents. The green cats just trying to delay things a little bit. This is all that they can honestly hope for here. They need to make sure that they don't lose anyone though. And there comes the Immortal stun. Root was on the ground too. But not even going for the halftime show yet. They were just trying to defend a little bit. Now the rest of the team is starting to focus on the Immortal again. Both teams now on level 10. Going a little bit better for the blue team than anticipated initially. You also have Hanzo with Dragon's Strike as his level 10 ability. So level 20 would really work well for him with the cooldown reduction, but here he can already start zoning aggressively if he wants to. Immediately a suppression pulse from Artanis. Halftime show fairly even. Blaze had to rotate down to the bottom of the map, dealing with the camp that's there. Whereas at the top lane, the red team's camp is still wreaking havoc, and nobody is splitting off on the blue team side. So they are letting that stand, at least for now, and they're getting pushed back once again as we see the three-legged cat making a move for the Immortal. The long-range poke for Chromie, fantastic in that situation, of course, now. There's always the threat of Diablo engaging, maybe Artanis making a move. But all in all, they are pinned down and they are trying to escape from that situation. Whereas up at the top, the wall is now destroyed. Not a Shaman camp, by the way, my bad. The Shaman camp was never taken by the red team. It was only the Khazra. Still nice to have that on the lane, but it's not quite as much of a problem as if there was a Shaman camp still pushing through the lane, trying to take the fort out. Once again, engaged from Imperius on Malfurion. Nice, hits that hard. Good ult from him. And they get the kill on Malfurion as a result. Deckard Kane, though, falls as well. That means both teams now without a healer. They're going for Diablo again. The chase is on. Diablo in trouble. J-Hard about to go down. It's Chromie who wants the kill here, and she gets it. Chromie gets the kill. Artanis wants the Immortal, doesn't get it. He falls as well. And everyone else is on the run. Blue team, they eat a Stormbolt on Hanzo. And Muradin with one attack after another. And he still has also his Skullcracker. Hits another bolt straight into Diablo's face after the kill on Hanzo. Great move. And they win the Immortal with 111 hit points. Oh boy, Imperius was still trying to grab it for the team, but everything just backfired. Basically, what the blue team did is, they were trying to throw every hero that they had at the opponent's Immortal in the hope that they at least win the objective, and were willing to sacrifice a hero or two for it. But the problem is that they lost the objective. I mean, again, the shield is essentially non-existent, but they lost so many heroes in the process that they've now fallen farther and farther behind. The additional experience that we have from a team like the three-legged cat is of course something that really matters here when it comes to just tournament and competitive experience. Now Muradin again zoning out the damage dealers way on the back as the Immortal made its way through fort number 2 at the top lane. The next attack, and it is the end of Deckard Cain. Deckard is down. Diablo might be in trouble too, is trying to escape here, but Muradin with one hit after another. Also earlier locking, of course, in those auto attacks, and Skullcracker connects against Imperius here. Another Stormbolt imminent, and even the keep is getting attacked right now, or at least the keep wall. The Immortal already gone, but with 13 kills to 3 and a 2-level advantage, the red team is now starting to go for the rest of the wall, trying to take this out as well. Thrall is sitting at 30,000 damage, more damage than Hanzo has, for example, on the blue team side. I mean, he himself has good stacks on his level 1, even though I'm not 100% certain that he's going to be able to complete it throughout the rest of this game. But boy, awesome start for the red team. The three-legged cats with a serious advantage here. Thrall still, by the way, not done with his level 4 quest. He needs an additional stack in order to lock that in. Twice, on the other hand, he's been having a fun time. Didn't he? I mean, he's been running around just killing people all day, every day. And oh, that hurts. No. Artanis, the camp at the bottom of the map is going to be stolen away. The red team moves in. They're trying to zone with the Dragon Strike, but it doesn't matter. The camp is stolen, and now they're forced into another fight that they really don't want here. Stun after stun against Diablo. Suppression Pulse is being used in an attempt to help him out here. Deckard Cain with a stay a while and listen. But Diablo is gone. The quest for Thrall completed, and now they lock down Artanis. And Trash Tanis is gone. It's getting rough. Rough times for the Green Cats. They're losing Imperius as well. And now the push for Deckard Cain, and I suppose that a keep will fall here. The top lane in particular is so far pushed out that they should easily be able to go for this one. I'm a little bit surprised that they're not trying to take the keep out directly. I still think they should. They are focusing on the Immortal. Honestly, fair enough, but I really thought they would make sure that the keep would fall. At the end of the day, what you do with the Immortal, you're trying to take structures out. Now, of course, if you get a really big shield on the Immortal, you might be able to do even more. But the Immortal will focus on the stronger lane, which at this point in time is the bot lane. So they're opening the wall up here, which definitely helps. The level 16 talent advantage is also a huge boon to the red team. But I think they could have gone for a keep if they really wanted to. They think, though, that it's better for them now to get the Immortal and then potentially end the game with it. So calls have been made and the team is all following along with it. With 16, we now have the synergy with Alpha Wolf and the level 4 talent, and here it is. An essential 100% Immortal Shield. Not quite, it was maybe 5%, but yeah, this is going to be a tough one to stop for the Green Cats. They're gonna have a tough time here. They're gonna try their best to somehow hold on, but it's not going to be easy. They got a couple of nice zoning tools still. Suppression Pulse is back up and so is Dragon Strike. But the Immortal alone will guarantee that the keep falls. And then it's just a question of whether or not they can keep all their heroes alive and defend the core. Because this could be the end of game number 1 in this best of 3 series. And it's a huge, a huge gap in kills in particular. So for the red team, everything is currently running smoothly. 3 levels ahead, 1 talent ahead, and now the move for kill number 1. Imperious barely getting out. They keep then again. About to go down here. And now it's time to see if they can take the core out. Can they claim map number 1? They haven't lost a single fort yet. This is the big opportunity to finish the first map in roughly 15 minutes. The Immortal in melee mode, but starting to take that shield out as Diablo and Imperious are trying to peel off the damage dealers in the back. Decent defense against the Immortal, but the core is now losing hit points as already expected. Imperious is low and gets sundered to death. That's the end of Imperious. It's a 5 versus 4 from here on out. They go for Diablo again and they have a chance to take him down, and they do. But he still had his soul stacks together, so he will be back. Deckard Cain, on the other hand, he's not coming back anytime soon, and the core is already down to 67%. This is bad news for the blue team. They lose Diablo again. He gets insta-wrecked upon leaving the Nexus once more. Trash Tannis also gets annihilated, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is game. The first map in the best of 3 series here in the winner bracket goes to the red team. The 3-legged cat with the victory in game number 1, Battlefield of Eternity. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
So, the cats are in the lead. Yeah, but which ones? The red team is in the lead. The red team took it. We are on map number 2, Towers of Boom. And we have quite the draft on our hands. I mean, damn, look at this. Over on the left side, we get the Vikings, played by Jayhard, and we have Critical on Medivh, Drag-Click on Greymane, Drax on Garrosh, and Guilty Spark on Rhaegar. So with the Vikings, you obviously want to go for a very strong 4-man team, and that's exactly what they now did. Over on the right side of the map, we have their opponents, and there as well, we have some interesting choices. First of all, Auriel with the Righteous Assault is level 1, played by Captain Rex. We have Dracula and Reyna. Jimmy is in the house with Ace in the hole. We get Hiraeth and Hogger twice on May. And Nano is playing Probius. Yep, we are getting Probius in this second game. Now, a quick reminder, we are in the winner bracket. This is a best of 3 series. So it's match point for the red team. Jimmy, I have my eye on you for this tournament, for sure. But the game doesn't start off well for him. He gets immediately killed. Gets flanked and killed, exploiting his weakness ruthlessly. And of course, we're expecting more of that to happen throughout the game, particularly with Medivh on the blue team side, who can always set up a portal to chase someone down, and they will try to use this as best as they can. Now, Nano has gone into Echo Pulse as his level 1 talent with Probius, and we're going to keep an eye on him too. Probius is definitely not a hero that you see all that often. The 3-legged cats, on the other hand, I gotta say, they like to sometimes dive into a few heroes that are a little bit more out there. When you're talking about Nano, the heroes that you usually think about is Chromie, Hanzo. His Mephisto is also fantastic. There's a couple other choices that he oftentimes goes for. But we've also seen him a lot with Kel'Thas on Tomb of the Spider Queen, for example. Now with Probius here. So definitely a player that has a huge hero pool and can blindside you if you're not paying attention. So yeah, definitely someone that we're going to check out throughout the game as well. 10 stacks by now for Medivh. Obviously his baseline talent is something that he needs to be very careful about as the game continues. He doesn't want to die and then lose all of those stacks. He can actually be a pretty decent damage dealer for the team. We're talking Jimmy. We get Ace in the hole, which is the standard talent for him to take. And with level 4 now, Fight or Flight. The build that we've seen previously from the Exodia stack was also centered around the cooldown reduction on level 13, which was a pretty integral part of trying to stay alive and create some space for yourself. So we'll see if this is the same here now for the 3-legged cat. Twice with May. Has to be also careful because they are trying to hunt him down hard. Now this is a 3-man defense. The red team has split their forces, or the remaining forces, into the mid and the top lane, which now resulted in this wall already being eliminated. Hogger is not quite as fast as Probius, but is also doing an enormous amount of damage up at the top side. And that means that the 4-man at the bottom of the map for the green cats has to do a lot. They really, really need to bring the pain here. And so far, it hasn't quite happened. The defense is obviously losing and the wall has been wrecked, but they're not losing as much as is needed for the blue team to get an advantage out of this. And now they're trying... Oh, they're getting Medivh! Damn! Medivh gets taken out. Jimmy with a nice play here, and he's able to get the kill for the team. So the stacks reset, and they're following it up with a second kill. They're trying to... No! Garrosh survives. But, well, Medivh didn't, and that is 20 stacks that he just lost. The kill shot towards the end, so he was halfway done with the quest, and that he gets wrecked. The altar is now up on the map. Vikings are trying to sneak them, but the red team is paying attention. At the top. Eric is finally gone. There's a bell tower, by the way, that already got converted, so that's bad news. Keep in mind, we are only 3 minutes, 4 minutes into the game right now, and there's already a bell tower conversion. So the first 5 shots now fired by the red team, and they're hoping to also get the altar at the bottom of the map, and currently it seems like they will be able to pull that off. They take Garrosh out, and that is now a 5 versus 4 for the red team, and they might even get a little bit more. Rega, he is too fast. Jimmy was trying to get to him. An attempted body block by May, but at the end of the day, they go for the camps, they go for the altar, and they're so far ahead. Just look at the experience gap. Level 8 versus level 7, and in addition to that, they were during the fight also running a talent advantage over the opponent, so another huge boon for them here. Captain Rex, they might interrupt that a little bit. Eric, just being a pest here. Absolutely love it. So the Slingshot Boy is annoying them as best as he can. Running away from Hogger too. But Oriel gets it. Oriel gets the shots fired. That's another 5 shots already. So this is a 6-point lead for the team. And they're also holding on to the bell tower in the middle of the map. Half a level until level 10. Hogger is at the top. Jimmy, I never really liked it when Jimmy is alone on the lane. I mean, in this case, they have obviously enough vision, but with a quick portal rotation from Medivh, there's always the threat of a flank coming in and trying to take a hero out, and I think they would love to do exactly that. Set a portal up for Garrosh, let him get close to Reyna, who now retreated, thankfully, and then, you know, just drop him. But both teams now... Oh, sorry. The red team with level 10 abilities already. That gives us the Reyna's Raiders. We're having Avalanche. And we're also getting the Pylon Overcharge from Probius, who's still holding on strong in the middle after this one was converted over. Top side, this is where Hogger is currently attempting to also take another bell tower away from the blue team. Down at the bottom of the map, May with a nice block. Yeah, Garrosh, Shiner heals. And there's the Avalanche. Full snowball style. And that is... immediately safety guaranteed for May, and the next objective will also be announced soon, which gives the option for the 3-legged cats to get another 5 shots fired. Unless, of course, Hogger up at the top is able to take this one out as well. And you know what? There's actually a chance that he can. Currently, this is not looking too bad. This is going to be potentially another bell tower that gets converted over. Yeah, Draka is already waiting. One more ability. They should be able to grab this at the top. This would be 6 bell towers to 2. An utter disaster for the red team. And yep, there it is. Bell tower has been claimed. And now the channel at the bottom of the map. 6 more shots are going to be fired. Oh, this is tough for the blue team. I mean, they didn't have level 10 abilities. So there was very little that they could do about it. Now, finally, they have heroics. That gives us, next to the ley line, also go for the throat. But they want to go for the full barrage here. I mean, they're burning down the bell tower at the bottom of the map with ease. Hogger at the top got killed, but Greyman at the bottom of the map loses his life too. So they're trading kills. In the middle of the map, at least the bell tower was reclaimed. So the cats are not completely destroyed here. They are not facing off against the barrage of shots that gets fired. But they're still down 2 bell towers. That hasn't changed. So now we have 17,000 damage for Jimmy. 17,000 as well for Greymane. And they attempt to go back into the middle and reclaim this one and put even more pressure on the blue team. It's a match point. It's match point for the red team currently. And they're going to do whatever they can here in order to keep the pressure up, make this a 2-mapper, and continue through the winner bracket. We have with level 30 now as expected, the cooldown reduction. That's the build that Exodia stack has been pioneering. Down here, Greymane. They go for May again. Ice block already out. Hogger still at the top. They go for the kill on Olaf. And Drake is hitting those shots hard. Nice defense. Double altar activating. And one of the effects, obviously, that we get from all of these bell towers being converted, particularly the one at the bottom of the map, is now that these altars are a lot harder to reach for the blue team. They retook the bell tower at the top, so it's a 5 versus 3 situation, but this is still a huge advantage for the 3-legged cat. So if they can fall back and get both of these altars, that would be 11 points on the core for the blue team. This is really tough times. They try to go for the fight again, but Drachia Jimmy, he's in trouble. Eagers to save the day, and he gets away. The Vikings are moving in. They want to help out with the kill too, but Oriel relentlessly is getting one heal through after another, and they are taking the Vikings out completely. Both of the altars are still up. It's insane that Jimmy didn't die. And to make matters worse, this was a 5 versus 4. Topside, Hogger retook the bell tower. 6 shots fired, down to 15 on the core. And with Jimmy channeling another altar, they will be in the single digits in a few seconds. And that triggers Hogger moving on to the boss right away. So they want the boss up at the top too. Hogger is working on this. The rest of the team is pressuring the middle. Greymane desperately trying to retake the top side bell tower so that they are not facing off against that barrage that could, of course, then well end the game. But Hogger is attempting to solo this. Now, has to be a little bit careful here and might need some help. I suppose somebody is going to move up, because if not, Hirat is going to die. And, well, there it is. They're going to get the heal out. And, of course, the rest of the team is now also saying hello to ensure that they're definitely getting those 4 shots fired. At the bottom of the map, a small little attack against Probius, but Rhaegar gets killed. Rhaegar is down. Probius is still alive. Finally falls, but not before getting a counter kill with the help of the bell tower itself. 5 points on the core against 36. Level 16 talents and another advantage. Guys, the red team, again, they are the more experienced team, for sure. But this is just nasty. The red team is going through their opponent like hot butter through cheese. Medivh barely survives here. 22 stacks on him now. Him dying earlier when he had 20 stacks obviously didn't really help his stacking progress. We have 32,000 damage now by Probius. Top damage dealer in the game, by the way. Yeah. Probius with 32,000 is the top damage dealer in game number 2. Hogger is once again retaking the bell tower. And it just shows you that when it comes to lane control, the red team is just doing so much better. It's bordering on the ridiculous. They are doing so incredibly well. It's just nasty. So, level 16 talents are up. That gives a big advantage over to the red team. Hogger at least gets killed at the top. That's a good start into the objective, because now the green cats need to win both of these altars. If one of those altars gets channeled, they are dead. So they have to prevent it no matter what happens here. Leyline used to interrupt Oriel. That's a big ult that was burned, but they're making an attempt with the portal to also go for it. Jimmy gets a kill, takes Rhaegar out. Greymane is low and he's gone. The Vikings channel over on the left. Jimmy not there in time, but they still have the altar on the right that they're fighting over. And it still seems like the red team will walk away with the victory here. They go for the channel once again. Too many heroes are already dead or dying. Garrosh is about to fall too. That leaves Eric and Balog. Eric is down. That is game. And the Cats move on through the winner bracket to the winner bracket semi-final as the Green Cats drop down into the losers bracket of Group A. Nicely done, GG, and well played. A well-deserved victory for the red team.